So nobody's showing up today, but I wanted to take a minute and show you what's going on because I've got Phyllis's and Gina and Amantha's note taker, and I'm also going to send it to everybody on the list. So, first off, what I've been playing as I've been seeing if anyone's going to pop in is this I am the words of Sophia and so it shows the whole poster of Max's, but I just ordered one. And I also put it on here on sale spot. Female icons, Ancestral Mothers poster. Wow, is that not powerful? And my friend did a good friend of mine, Shayla, did the meditation and words for that, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But I just want to show you, more and more I get on here, and here is Dale's um, film screening event in Milford, Connecticut. Joy Herp's full moon beachside fire ceremony. Janet put labyrinth bathing. I'm not putting any of these on. I don't know how many years I put the events on for the majority of them. And to get on these days and just see you all. Here's Ava Park, Museum of Woman, and this is the local web. People are using this to connect. I can't even begin to tell you. So enter info events, and what we've done is the local web, add information to your area and connect. So now you're just putting this in here, and we have a space for Instagram too, since we know it's so popular, and you can connect with each other. And to come here and see Ava's information just makes me so happy. Here's a virtual event she's doing, a location event. I can't tell you how happy it makes me to see all of these on the app and it being used like this. And we're working on some really cool, not only the Goddess 101 texts, we have almost 200 now that we're sending daily texts to. And they're not events, they're inspirational. We try to take them from different places. Hi, Erin.
Hello, I'm so sorry to be late. Sorry.
You're it. I'm talking to the wall. I'm giving my
Oh, hello. Well,
so
fabulous then.
yes, bear with me, and then I'll probably unrecord it, and we'll but what I was just showing people is that going through a quick thing on the app. And we have changed it now to where you enter info and event, and down here it says the local web. And
Right.
so you add your information in there. And I was just saying how extremely happy I am these days that I come here and it's getting so much use. I mean, I'm seeing all of my amazing friends that are putting their items on. Gwen, Ava, she put on the local web information. It's just, more and more, and it just, it makes me so happy. The other thing I wanted to share today, one over here. I'm working on this thing. Um, uh, Find your way shower. Where we're gonna have I've come up with this idea and I don't it's probably pretty far from becoming a reality, but maybe not.
Okay.
So if we go to and whoops, where'd that come from? The So we go to this profile section, and everybody who's either, gotten a promo code or is a paying member, they're on this profile section. And they're,
Yeah,
for the most part, yeah, I think you're on here, right?
I
And
should be. I'm not sure. I haven't looked actually. Maybe I haven't fully signed up properly.
oh, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I don't see you on here. So we're gonna see if you come over here to the top right, here's the
Yeah.
profile I'm in, and I click on here, and here's my profile. There's website,
Okay. Okay.
Facebook, Instagram.
Right, right, right.
To be listed on this profile section, there's two things that have to occur. Either you have to be a paying member, you can use a promo code. I'm happy to give them out. And or And you have to put something in this intro section right here. So if you don't
Sure,
have any
sure.
words in there, it won't show up.
Okay.
But so anyhow, I had this idea that this is I regularly say these are like, if I were going to be stranded on a desert island, give me these people.
Right, right, right.
I won't want to go back. The ship will
Exactly.
probably be like, that's okay, just go. I'm good. Um, but so I had this idea that I could do a wayshower connection thing. And that's where we're at in the world now, is it would take what draws you more right now, and give people like because nobody wants to go through a questionnaire. That's
Right,
so
right.
yesterday, right? But just give them two words. What appeals
Yeah.
more, sobriety or myth? And they go through a half a dozen words, and then it shows them a way shower. So here's Joy
I
Hurst.
love this. This is a great idea.
Isn't that incredible? I got so excited when I was watching that. I was like, oh my God. Selena Madden,
I
Beth.
love it.
Yeah, and what it does, it'll scan their website. So then it comes here and oh, I don't see where it comes down. Somewhere I must have gone to another thing when I was working on this. But it comes up with words from their website or site, which,
Right, right.
are what they're doing and what their
Yeah,
interests.
yeah.
Even better, so seeker profile. Oh yeah, your seeker profile. It'll then keep. So if you're going here and you say you're more interested in myth, than grounding, community, sobriety, whatever,
Right, right.
it'll keep that. So then at some point it'll recommend, events for specific users. So yeah, I just got extremely excited about the possibilities with this.
No, I love that idea because people don't know where to start and they don't know who's doing what and they don't know what any of these words mean. But they
Yes,
do know, like you say, if you give them two choices, sobriety or myth, dancing or stillness,
yes.
like you give
The
them,
forest or dancing,
right,
just like, okay, what appeals to you more right now,
right. What feels good to you. And that's such a fabulous, I love that because it is such a different and useful entry point into all of this that we just don't have because it's been so linear. And, I love this because the planet is changing. Everything is
Really
changing.
is. It really is. It's a bumpy ride right now. We're going through
Yeah,
transition right now where we're all like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. But there's birth on the other end. We're almost there.
indeed. Indeed.
Yes, exciting stuff. And that's the other thing I've been doing is I've been working a lot with AEO, so answer engine optimization and search
Hmm.
engine optimization. And from what it so I've been just asking a lot of questions, and I worked on that new website that's answering the questions that people are looking for. And it's
Hmm.
telling me that each month, get this, Erin, there's between 6,000 and 60,000 people. Because I had this conversation with Claude, and I said, what are the people who are interested in, my app? What are they asking online? And it came back with like 8 different questions, and it said, you're addressing none of them. It said, because I'm not. I mean, the app doesn't have a landing page. It just hops right
Right,
into,
right.
events and, all this stuff.
Yeah,
And it said, would you like me to make you a landing page? So that's what I had it
yeah.
make the landing page that addresses all of those. And then it told me, it said, that, there's 6,000 to 60,000 people a month looking for these subjects.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's going to take I've my camera's been doing this lately, it gets fuzzy. It's going to take I've changed everything. I've put in the proper keywords. I've been working a lot on this and trying to understand it more and more. And I always knew I needed to do this. I just never had the funds to, do it. But
Totally.
now I'm doing it on my own.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and so it's supposed to take like 4 to 6 weeks, and then I should see some very significant traffic
Yeah,
increase on the
yeah,
app. So I'm super excited about the
yeah,
possibilities.
definitely. And, the energies in the cosmos right now are absolutely on that trajectory. All the planets are in alignment to be taken off, and everything is opening up. It's very exciting.
I've been hearing that. I heard too, it was like the first 6 months of the year, are going to be very different from the next 6 months. And we're really like now, you know, the tower has collapsed. You know?
Yeah. Well, there might still be a little bit more tower collapsing this month,
Yeah.
from what I understand. But
Yeah.
but hopefully the trajectory in general is up, for the world in general.
Yes. Yep. Yep. That's why I'm here. That's what I believe. And that's what I want to work towards. And I definitely,
So
so
I have one kind of technical question for you.
sure.
Because I have wondered, because you put so much effort into putting the texts out every day, I wondered if it would be possible to put that same information out also on Instagram and WhatsApp. Like, do you have lists on WhatsApp? Because one of the things that I thought, like, I have several creators that I subscribe to on Instagram that have started doing like like a personal, it's not just a post, they start like a conversation with their followers. And so
Hmm.
the followers can, heart the things. There's some measure of response, not, necessarily like words, but people can at least interact a little bit. And I felt like that might be, a whole new way of getting more interaction.
Yeah, no, I hear
I
you.
don't know
And
what
I
the technicalities are.
right. No, I've actually and I was trying to get so I could see you better because I'm looking at these note taker things and I thought,
Um,
is that the way yours is or is it just me?
I don't have any note takers on my screen. It
Oh,
must be
that's
everybody.
weird. That's funny. Um
It must
uh
be everybody else's note takers. They're here but not here.
they're on there and it's like I see all of them, so you're very small. Hold on, let me oh there we go. Now it's just you and me. Okay,
Okay.
so I've heard that feedback and I've been thinking about it. Exactly the WhatsApp, the Instagram, I didn't, you'll have to tell me that again.
So you have the account, and then somehow people are able to, like, business accounts are able to, like, to I don't know, private message their group, with basically the same text
Oh,
you're
huh.
sending, and then the group can respond with, icons, basically, with
Can
emoji.
they respond with text as well, or is it just
I don't
icons?
know. I don't know. It may be that you as the creator can set that, because I would think that some people would not want a lot of response, but I know that you can at least, like, you can, send different hearts or different faces or whatever. You can, the full range of emojis is available. But
Uh,
uh
and are you in different groups like this on
yeah,
Instagram?
yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
what can you give me one just so I
yeah.
could kind of
So let me see here.
let me go over here.
So it's in messages, and like
Oh, so it's like a message
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Followers?
yeah. And
Most
then they will just, yeah, posts just like that. They just send them into your messages, and then you can respond with, like, little, your hearts or whatever. But
now,
I think
how
that
do you sign up for that?
I don't know. You mean, how do you sign up for
To
the
be on the message thing.
it's just part of your Instagram account.
So if I follow this
If you
space
follow
god,
him, you will get the messages. Yes.
interesting. I will have to look into that some more because yes, it's a lot of work with the but I can't say, I mean, it's work that I love to do. I mean, I love to
Yeah.
go through and find stuff to put on there and Most of the time I'm also putting it on the blog, the different
Yeah,
things. In fact, here's one ecstatic dance. This one,
yeah,
um, will be put on as a goddess text.
right.
Um, but yeah, and I also don't, there's two trains of thought to the have it's been kind of like, standing there and yelling into at the time with the because I don't get feedback on it. I don't get
Right,
likes.
right, right.
But I hear from people that they really like it. And I'm going to tell you what, Erin, I know from doing this for so long, I had like my son said, this girlfriend he had that he went and saw her, and it had been like 3 years. And she goes, "Oh, tell your mom how much I appreciate her app, that it
Yes,
changed my life." And she
like
goes, and I would have not even like thought she had been somebody interested in it. And she goes, I've been paying attention. I even gone to a women's circle. So, and I know you know that. I know we all know that we don't see these little ripples, how they
right,
go out,
right.
you know?
Well, that's one of the things that excited me about doing it on the messages on Instagram was because you could get a little bit of that feedback because every time I get one of those texts in the morning, that really excites me, I'm just like, to be honest, I don't have the wherewithal to write you an email every time, but I wish I did because
No,
they're so awesome, you
and
know?
you don't have to. I mean, that's yeah, but thank
But
you.
but I that's what I'm saying is I wish there were some way, and that's what I think that the Instagram message thing could give you is just a little bit more interaction with the people who are benefiting from this, which would not only benefit you, but it would also show them that hey, other people are also really engaged in this too. So just, my thought.
Yeah. And I feel about that too, as if that's a double-edged sword, because I regularly am like I know with my YouTube channel, like I will like look and I'll get, 30 views for something and I'll be like, oh, because it
Right,
looks so bad.
right,
30 little views, and you're like you're I know we've all heard you've heard the thing where they scientific study, they give two pictures and they say this one has 5,000 likes, this one has 20, which
right,
one is a better picture?
right.
And people choose
Yeah,
that one, and then they switch the likes and people choose the other one.
right.
That's we are, we like to be in a group
Yeah.
and following that group think.
Well, it's the way I see that is it's sort of the placebo effect because it affects everything. You tell people that it's good and they believe you. So
Right, right.
we
But
just have to like make it work for us.
right, but then I like get that sort of like a lot of things that we see are precipitated, like people paying for it. They pay
Yeah,
for those views initially,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
but then it doesn't have staying power if it's not,
yeah.
something that's going to attract. I don't know, so it's both sides, but
It's
it's
true. Well, just from my view, from the outside, I've been watching you, for the last couple of years. It does seem like there is some general momentum occurring that is really moving in that direction. And I'm
yeah.
seeing so many more. Like I actually just checked. Do you even check your messages on Instagram for the app for the Divine Feminine?
I think I do. Am I, am I not?
Because I've sent you a
Sometimes
couple of
I
things.
miss some. I get a lot of. Did you
Sure,
send me something?
I sent you a couple of things that I thought might be like good to post on the app.
Oh, on
Take a
there.
little.
Maybe and I
There are
honestly,
so
I,
many.
I'm going to tell you that Instagram is not really my thing. I don't
Yeah,
really, because I see those messages. Like right now, I see two, and I just
yeah,
got, in fact, somebody, who was it, just sent me two that were awesome, and I put them on my list. So
right.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through. So let me see if I see it, if I even see yours, Erin.
Oh, so I'm Found Flow though. That's my handle on Instagram.
Oh, maybe that might be too. Found.
PHLO. It's
Is
FOUND
it two
underscore.
words?
It's
There
FO.
it is. Foundation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's. Oh, there we go. I have something for you from you. The last time was May 20th.
Yeah.
Sound
I
right?
since yeah, I didn't keep sending them because I wasn't sure you were
But
getting
you
them.
didn't have a response from me.
Well, I just thought there's no point in like,
Yeah, no, I just hit like on there and I try to, yeah. Yeah.
but anyway, well, if it's not, my only thought really was when I wanted to suggest this to you was, my God, you're doing so much, and I didn't want to just like, dump a whole new thing like, hey, you need to try this whole
Oh, I'm
modality now.
always open to suggestions. I'm always, yeah. No, and I love doing this stuff. I mean, and I just did I did like this market study and it was like it checked 316 different sources and it came back. And of course, Claude blows a lot of smoke up your ass too. Claude is like, you're awesome. You've been doing that.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
well, yeah.
yeah,
But it like says, you're so positioned for this, and this is so hot right now, and this is really what is,
yeah.
there's nobody else who does anything like this, and
True.
it's wanted, it's needed, it's so
I wholeheartedly agree.
yeah, I've been talking to my ops manager about completely redoing the app. Like we've had the same tech stack for the last 10 years and it works and it's been updated, but it's old. And just what I said, that whole concept of taking the way showers and
Right,
doing
right,
some more like putting, because I've always known that it's confusing when people just come to the app and they don't know where to start and how to do
right.
it. And, but making it more intuitive so that it can help people, yeah, so he comes back with this lengthy email about, yeah, we can do this, starting with this, we'll redo it from script. He's like, it sounds like what is needed is the evolution, a next step, not just
Yeah,
redoing, but
yeah,
actually making this a next step. So
yeah.
so
That
I
sounds
was super
right.
excited. And then my next thought was, how the fuck am I gonna do
Yeah, yeah,
it?
yeah.
But we'll see.
But
We'll see.
I am noticing that there is money out there for this.
Yes.
It's really, really interesting. It's really interesting because I am, you know, personally in two very different places right now. On a personal level, I'm very, we're scraping. It's hard, you know.
I
So
hear you.
we're having a tough time with, covering expenses, and, we're calling churches for help and that kind of stuff and whatever. You know, there isn't a lot of money out there right now. Everybody is stretched really, really
Yeah, they
thin.
are. They are.
Everybody's like, oh, you need help for rent, you need help for food. Yeah, get in line. There are 9 billion people in front of you. But if you say, but I'm doing this great thing that's helping people with, art or dance or music or improving their lives in this way or that way or whatever, like people, there's so much money for that.
Yeah, I have this theory. I have a theory that, I mean, that's where we're at in the world because I do marketing for financial advisors who are helping people who have a minimum of like $2 million to invest. They're talking
Mm-hmm.
about, they find a client who has
Right,
$9 million in their portfolio and he brings his mom who has 7 million,
right,
and
right.
those people. Plus, like where my ex lives, that this is the military industrial complex here in Huntsville, Alabama, and they have two people working in a family who are making almost six figures, over six figures. They can participate in this
Yeah.
culture.
And the interesting thing though is that as much as it's needed, the door is not open, like the begging door, the like help the poor people thing, like people just aren't, they can't hear it right now. Everybody,
No, and everyone's stressed out. Yeah, because
yeah,
that's the other thing is the people who are making 25, 30 an hour, whatever, nothing works. Nothing works in my life. I can't pay a mortgage. I can't buy a car. I can't go to the doctor. I mean,
right,
God
right,
forbid I'm
exactly,
sick. Yeah.
exactly.
You know, yeah, and but you're right. Those people who do, and I think it's part of like there's so many people who need help right now that they don't even know where to begin. But if you have an idea, then, and that's what I have been working at reaching the people who you know, okay, do I take a $30,000 vacation or do I help this really fantastic idea that's going to help people?
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
So I'm going to get a couple of those people and I'm going to pay for this new app.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, well that's the ink will be dry on my brand new 501(c) as soon as I get the letter in the mail from the IRS. So,
Yay!
yeah.
Yay. Now what is it going to be? What's the
So it's the Foundation for the Philosophy of Love, which is a philosophy that I have built. And I have been working really, really hard to so we haven't really had a chance to uh have this conversation really. So
Yeah.
it's just you and me today. So um so let me give you just a little bit of background so the story makes sense. I my whole life I have been on a mission to find a way to reduce suffering in the world. I am an extremely sensitive person and I feel it from other people and also my own life circumstances, being neurodivergent, you know, experiencing trauma as a female in a dysfunctional family, et cetera, like all the things,
Right.
there's a certain path. And and so my own path had plenty of suffering in it. And basically, long story short, I have come to the place now of healing where I have a system, if you will, of showing people a path out of hell. And it is a map out of hell. It is a process for reclaiming yourself from complex PTSD, because complex PTSD is a whole different animal than just PTSD. So the book that I'm writing right now about complex PTSD is using the myth of Inanna, the goddess Inanna, and it is showing how there is a process when you have complex PTSD of the descent, and then in order to heal, there you find yourself in hell. You have to do some very serious self-confrontation, very serious self-acceptance, and then there is a period of healing where you are, as in the myth, on the hook, and there's nothing you can do. You have to be still. You must rest. You must learn to receive. And this is all part of the healing process that I think is part of the modern journey that nobody's really talking about. The other piece of the Inanna myth is that not only is she on the hook and can't help herself for a while, but she has to have outside help to help her return to life, basically. And that is also something that in our modern culture we're not talking about. We're not talking about the collaborative process that healing requires, and the necessary, there are so many gems in here about inherent self-worth and like the necessity of learning to be still, and just learning that rest is like imperative, and all the things anyway. And then that you have to have help to escape this place. But I think one of the most pivotal points about what the whole book is pointing out is that when you get to the end, you have found a peace inside yourself that is absolutely bulletproof. That it doesn't matter
Ah,
what circumstances are going along
I
around,
love that.
you know, around you, anywhere, upside down or underneath. You have found a rock solid foundation in you that no one can take away,
I love
because
that.
you built it brick by brick.
I love that.
and
Wow.
that's how and that's how you get out. And one of the other things I was working with this morning is that, unlike the hero's journey, this is not the hero. The hero's journey really occurs on kind of one plane of existence. It's just sort of like he goes out, he, she, it, the person goes out, they have this big challenge, some things happen, they are transformed, but and then they go on, or they triumph or whatever. But in this, it actually takes you off the plane of existence. You die in this myth there, and then when you come back,
Ah,
you are not the same. You are not the same person. This is not, there is an absolute, more than more than symbolic rebirth that occurs, because there is no returning to the before. There is no restoration.
Yeah, I hear you.
This is a new alchemical transformation into really a new being, that is whole, because in the dying process you have to embrace your, and part of the C-PTSD thing is like, you got to figure out what part of you is perpetuating this. And that's a very, very hard question for most people to
Yes,
answer this.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I've now tell me what's the difference between complex PTSD and PTSD?
So PTSD is usually related to like one event. Something happened, you had a car accident, you had an attack, something like that. There was one event, it was very bad, you still have nightmares, it was really terrible. Complex PTSD is when it's many events. So you had a dysfunctional childhood, then you got raped, then you got, attacked again, then you got robbed, then you got some other terrible thing happened, then you had a car accident. All of those things, you know, they add up, and when you've had one or two traumas, your system starts to handle everything as a trauma.
Wow. Yeah. And I wonder if yeah, I'm just thinking all sorts of philosophical about
Yeah, well, part of how you get out of this is recognizing that you have to learn to stop seeing everything as a trauma, even if
yeah.
it, even if it kind of might be. So like, say you're trying to heal and you get robbed at gunpoint, that's a very traumatic experience. But if you're healing, part of my technique is like, okay, so you have an experience. Now we're going to just take it neutrally and we're just going to look at it. The old you would have gone, oh my God, trauma, 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 trauma. The new you, the healing you goes, okay, this thing happened. How are we going to handle it? It's putting the space between the stimulus and response, and helping you understand your responsibility for how you respond to the experience, that you have a choice. Even if it's
Wow.
a bad experience, you have a choice.
Yeah. It's funny because I think we're so many of us that I especially have interacted with for years and I feel personally, and I don't know whether or not I would qualify for the complex, but I did have a lot of dysfunction in my family, two divorces, trauma,
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah. So many
And
people do.
yes, and part of my has I was just thinking about the other day how much of a different person I am and how much differently I handle things and how much I have learned. Like you said, if something happens in my life now, I find myself occasionally slipping back into that martyr trauma, poor me, oh my God, and then I just pick it up and say, nah,
Right. Yeah, exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because that's one of the things that when you are stuck in that trauma loop, you totally lose sight of the ability that you have any choice about how to respond.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Interesting.
like,
And even I think the world kind of brings, I've almost like thought that the world brought me all of those experiences to learn and to do that descent and to now be where and who I am to turn around and help other people.
1,000,000%. I mean, that is what I believe wholeheartedly. However, when you're in hell, sometimes it's pretty hard to see that what you're experiencing is going to help other people. You're just in hell,
Yes. Yep.
and you
Yep.
don't know
So
how to get out.
have you done a website yet, or are you waiting until you get the
So I
where
have a website with some of my stuff on it, but I'm this book. I just finished an application to a TED Talk, and so I've got several talks now that are written, that I didn't honestly need to do all that prep for just the application, but I needed to do it for me so that I
I
felt
got you.
confident to have to do the thing anyway. So I'm getting there. I have been very, 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 I have been bedridden. I have been very ill for about the last 10 years. So my all of this has been percolating in my mind, and I really see my bedriddenness at this point as a gift. I am so grateful that I didn't have to go into some terrible cold mountain cave to go do all my contemplation. I got to stay in my bedroom.
In your
You know,
comfortable bed. So there's the bright side.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But
Wow.
it's my biggest challenge right now is taking the cathedral that I have built in my mind in the last 10 years. I was trying to do I was out and trying to do all this in between 2014 and 2016, and then I crashed. And between menopause and a life-threatening sleep disorder and chronic fatigue syndrome, I've just been
And
out.
COVID and the
Oh yeah,
world
oh yeah.
and
I
yeah.
had COVID. I had a near-death experience with that, so that was fun.
Oh my gosh.
Um, so I have been sick and I have been recovering. But like I said, as you said, it all seems to be part of the package. And I really believe that, about my whole life. Like, this is all divine timing. It's all fine. But right now, so I don't have a lot on paper. But and what I'm doing right now, that is my job, is to get it out and get it on paper. So I do have a website, but my website doesn't really talk about the map out of hell yet, because this is what I'm writing right now. It does talk about generally about my other stuff, but mostly I'm getting it out as fast as I can.
That's
So
awesome.
that's
That's
what's
awesome.
happening. And like last month, because I'm still dealing with the chronic fatigue and all the whatever, I was trying to focus on the TED Talk. I was like, I don't even have the energy for a conversation, so I skipped, last month. That's why I couldn't come. But that's
Yeah,
just,
I don't ever
you
feel
know,
like it. In fact, I don't take it, I A, don't take it personally. B, I saw those lovely note takers and I thought I'm gonna say what's going on anyhow, and that's what
yeah,
part of what I'm doing with the text and the blog is because I feel like our biggest opportunity right now that the world is kind of switching from the traditional marketing and advertising is you go after people, you
right,
go
right,
after sell, sell,
right,
sell those cheesy, stupid, 1999, you act now, we'll throw in the dicer and the splicer and the, and the
yeah,
all those stupid concepts that are still out there. But a more evolved way of looking at marketing is to be there when people ask the question.
yes,
So when people are asking those 10 questions,
yes,
of what is goddess worship?
yes,
What is the divine feminine? What
yes,
is a woman's circle? What is, matriarchy versus patriarchy? And
right,
they go and they Google that we're there,
yeah,
and that so that's really kind of been my focus lately is
yes.
you know being there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you're absolutely on the road that I'm heading down, which is just presenting the stuff and people will come. That's because I
Yes.
think, I've been watching your stuff for years before we contacted personally, and I've watched some of the evolution and I'm just so thrilled to see it. What was my point? I had a point, darn it. I lost it. But
It's okay.
um
And other people have said that, and I feel like privileged that people have watched me been able to work through some of this stuff because
yeah,
I cringe on some of the stuff I used to like say and do, and I'm like,
we
oh my
all
God. But
we all
whatever,
do,
whatever,
but you've been there. You've
Yes,
been there, and you have
yes.
been in my, like, watching things, you have been one of the only, like, consistent voices out there for goddess stuff, goddess circle, goddess information. It's been you. And
That's
every
so
time I
funny because I think for a while I didn't even realize that. I was like, I was like, and now I'm solidly, yeah, that's why I'm here, and connected with all of you amazing people to help. Yeah. And as far as the Erin, I see this too. It's the because I am finally for the first time in my life on a sticking to my budget, which is ugly.
mm, Hmm.
It's like I am learning, like for the first time that, I pay myself on Wednesday. A lot of times I run out of money on Sunday. Most times I run out of money on Sunday, sometimes Thursday or Friday. But I'm like I've realized that we really need very little to, like we and my I have 4 kids, and which makes it very difficult because you don't want to say no to kids. And I've learned how to say, the answer isn't no, but it's no for right now.
Yeah.
And it's taken away my having to think through, is this a yes or a no? Nope, I don't have the money for it. Wait and talk to me on Wednesday, and then we'll look and see if it's valid.
Another way that I have learned to deal with that with my son, if you don't mind me just jumping in here,
Oh
is
yeah, go ahead.
offering the choice of like, okay, here are the resources. Which would you rather have?
Hmm.
Here are the resources we have. You know,
Would
you,
you
you
rather eat or would you rather do your game? No, I'm
well,
kidding.
but
I'm
like,
kidding.
yeah.
Yeah. Bringing that one home to them.
Yeah. But sometimes with my adult son, that is the question. It's like, well, would you rather have a new this or would you rather have a dinner out?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and
So,
and I'm not going to say who, but it's somebody in my life that is in a position where I would think that they would be fine. And I had a conversation with them. And I'm telling him about my newfound budgeting, ability and how much this is working so well for me. And they're like, God, I wish I could do that because I'm just in debt. And it shocked me because she's not somebody who I would have thought would say that. And she's like, the problem is just that I have a bad day and I hit buy. I go to Amazon and I hit buy, and that's, she's like, you're taking, it's like you have this backpack of debt and you're taking stones out,
mhm, mhm.
which is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, I'm, I'm taking little stones out, but I'm putting bigger stones in continually. And it's just, and that's what our culture, our society is set up for that. Our culture and society is set up to put you in this. I get 10 letters a day from
Oh yeah.
people saying, just sign this check and here's the loan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, the ink isn't even dry on my 501(c) and I'm getting credit offers.
Yeah.
Like what am I going to do with that? How's that going to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I contemplate it. I mean, they're like,
Yeah,
oh, you could, put it in your business. And I'm like, oh, I could put it in my business. But then
right.
you have all that stress of having to, so yeah, but I hear you. That is, I'm 100% there on the bulletproof. You do get bulletproof when you have been forged through the fire. You
Yeah,
understand that what you need will come.
that's right. And one of the things that I say about my process is that it doesn't make everything else okay, it makes you okay.
Yep. Which is all you really can do.
Exactly. That's all there is anyway.
Yep.
you know, that's all there is. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm working on it. And
That's
so
awesome. That's exciting and it sounds incredible. And
thanks. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be getting some videos out. Like I said, my next big push is really the book because I feel like in order to um in order to be heard, it's just the way humans are, they kind of need to have something tangible. And there needs to be enough of me out there so that they can go, oh, her, that lady. Oh, yeah, she's the one with
right,
that book,
right, right.
you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So I'm working on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of cool. I'm glad you hopped on and I'm glad I did have one thought. I was like, oh, nobody's here, and I was just gonna hop off, but I'm glad I stayed on.
Yeah, I am glad you did too. And I almost felt like I couldn't make it because I was just so tired this morning, but I was just like, no, I'm just going to show up. It doesn't have to be perfect or glorious. It's just here we are.
Life is tiring. I mean, it's I can't tell you that I feel like, yeah, I used to kind of berate myself for being in bed at 7 o'clock. And now I'm like, some days, a lot of days.
Sleep is, as far as I'm concerned, sleep is a miracle drug. It's the one thing that we can always do to help ourselves, to reset ourselves, to fix so many things.
Yep. Seems
Sleep.
like there's something else on my mind. So we didn't, I didn't, you got a poem or something you want to share? Or I wonder if I have a deck
Um,
here or anything that I can grab to,
Let me see.
oh,
Okay, you got something?
I do, but if you have something, we can do both.
Okay. How about this? I'll give you an original poem.
Oh, lovely.
It doesn't have a title, but sometimes torture is the most ordinary moment of unchanging sameness. Sometimes ecstasy is the most ordinary moment of unchanging sameness. Layers and layers and layers of consciousness conspire to confuse the experience. Our choices are an onion or a rose. Everything is experience, all of it is learning, and that is how you turn lead into gold.
I love that.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna close this out on I'm gonna go back to what I started us on. This is a friend of mine who wrote she wrote this but took it from inspired by the ancient Thunder Perfect Mind text found among the Nag Hammadi scrolls.
Mhm.
And let me see. This is and
Hear ye the words of Sophia. I was sent forth from the silence. I came among those who had forgotten their own names. I stood among those who searched for certainty. I waited among those who mistook fear for truth. Look upon me, not with the eyes that divide, but with the eyes that remember. Do not seek me only in temples. Do not seek me only in wilderness. Do not seek me only in scripture. Do not seek me only in your longing. For I am the one who dwells in all of them. I am the beginning and the becoming. I am the question and the answer. I am the path and the wandering. I am the map and the place where maps fail. I am the saint and the heretic. I am the believer and the doubter. I am the prayer whispered at midnight and the silence that follows. I am the woman who stayed. I am the woman who left. I am the faithful one. I am the faithless one. I am the mother of tenderness. I am the daughter of fire. I am the barren field. I am the harvest. I am the wound, and I am the healing. I am the one who sits beside the dying. I am the mystery waiting beyond the final breath. I am grief. I am what remains when grief has finished speaking. I am the river beneath the desert. I am the thirst that seeks it. I am the refuge. I am the wilderness beyond the refuge. I am the exile. I am the homecoming. I am wisdom forgotten. I am wisdom remembered. I am Sophia, hidden beneath 1,000 names. You have called me holy. You have called me dangerous. You have called me beautiful. You have called me too much. You have called me broken. You have called me healed. Yet none of these names contain me. For I am older than your judgments and younger than your hopes. I am the voice of every creature crying to belong. I am the one cast out. I am the gate through which the cast out return. I am the stranger. I am the citizen. I am the sinner. I am the forgiveness. I am the fear that closes the hand. I am the love that opens it again. I am the fire in the marrow. I am the water in the well. I am the storm. I am the stillness after the storm. I am the thunder. I am the listening. I am the great forgetting. I am the great remembering. I am the one who cannot be possessed. Whenever you imprison me in certainty, I disappear. Whenever you surrender certainty, I appear. Whenever you divide the world into worthy and unworthy, I am found among the unworthy. Whenever you build walls around the truth, I become the wind that passes through them. Whenever you cast another into the wilderness, you cast me there also. Whenever you offer water to the thirsty, you offer it to me. For what is within you is outside you. What is outside you lives within you. The wound and the healer, the lover and the beloved, the desert and the oasis. These are not two. Listen carefully. I am the infinite love moving beneath all things. I am the breath before every name. I am the one who was before your divisions. I am the one who waits beyond them. And when all your certainties have fallen silent, you will find me there. And you will live. And you will not die again.